Baba Booey.
If you're a normal human being, you probably reacted in a similar way as Miss Rio over here. But if you're someone like me, you stood up with a standing ovation so thunderous it made Thor jealous. So I've been recently playing the Marvel Spider-Man games again. Sony just recently made the PS5 version of Spider-Man Remastered available on their version of Game Pass for subscribers of PlayStation Plus, and that made me install the game again on Steam. Gotta get the rest of those achievements, and I don't want to redo it on my PlayStation. But I missed the trailers and theorizing what was gonna be in the game, whether it was gameplay wise or an Easter egg, hell, even a random glitch or two, I don't know. But as I was swinging around the 96 iteration of a place with new in its name, it dawned on me. You wanna know what I don't miss? This Spider-Man Miles Morales is my favorite Spider-Man game of all time. New gen take? I have no idea, but I've played all of the Spider-Man games I can get my hands on growing up. Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions, just to add a few. You know, your standard Spider-Man experience. Spider-Man was everywhere before Sony realized Spider-Man was all they had and locked him to the PlayStation. Now I know there's probably more than that, but that's my headcanon and I will not be elaborating. Spider-Man is probably the most popular superhero in existence out of any superheroes, yes, including this guy. Besides the writers, I don't think anyone hates or doesn't know who Spider-Man is. Anyway, enough with the backstory. What do these games has that Miles Morales doesn't? Well, Phin isn't in these games, so that makes these games better by 18 miles. Spider-Man Miles Morales starts off a few months after the original Spider-Man PS4/5 game, and if you need to know how Miles got his powers, let's recap a bit. MJ, yeah, remember her, was snooping around in Oscorp lab for whatever reason. She knocked over one of the spider holding containers and one just so happened to crawl on her. It managed to stay with her for however long it took MJ to make it back to Peter and Aunt May, who's at feast right now because she's currently dying, and the spider crawls off of MJ and bites Miles, and now he's a Spider-Man. His reveal is actually really cool, and I actually hope we get something like this in the MCU. Miles and his campaign takes place during the winter season, and just like last time, the title screen transitions into gameplay a little too well for a game that came out on the PS4. Miles gets contacted by Peter to help him watch a raft escort which is currently carrying the Rhino. Obviously it goes wrong, otherwise we wouldn't have a story, and the Rhino breaks out and beats the living shit out of the original Spider-Man so Miles can establish his dominance. I swear, Spider Sense conveniently doesn't work when the writers want Spider-Man to get caught off guard.
This Spider-Man is broken. I would like to exchange for new one. This one will do.
Miles, get out of here! Back the hell?
Miles beats Rhino and then pretends to rediscover his Venom abilities. And there's a boss fight in between these scenes, but I'm skipping it because we fight this guy again later. Peter and Miles corner the drunk Russian, and then the Roxxon Corporation appears, along with Simon Krieger. More on him later.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too. Sorry. I think our ball landed in your yard.
No, actually did us a favor. We just bought the place. We're planning to tear it down for a build. But looks like you beat us to it. I wanted to thank you, both of you. Taking down Rhino? Solo? You are going places, bud.
Thanks. But he's still dangerous.
Nah, we'll hold him for the police. You know, I always think these super troopers are overkill until something like this happens. Oh, duty calls. Hey, really great to meet you both. Future's looking bright. Hello. Hey.
He's right. Yeah. Let's clear out. Let the police do their job.
Yeah, okay.
Peter and Miles talk about great power, and Peter makes Miles Spider-Man promise to protect the city while he is out of town, as he has some things to do with the missus. Peter leaves, and now it's just Miles protecting the city, who, if you're mad, we will be referring to as Spider-Man for the rest of this video. Spider-Man meets up with his best friend Genki to check out the gift Parker gave him, and after checking out the suit and immediately switching back to something more ideal to look at, Miles goes to do some training that Peter has laid out for him. The training gets interrupted to remind you that you're still in New York, and after you launch these guys off of a building, Genki tells Spider-Man that the Roxxon building has just gotten attacked, and since he's the only Spider-Man in town, he goes to check it out. Arriving at the Roxxon building, it is explained to us that there is this new power reactor powered by this new thing called New Form, and this guy named Simon Krieger claims to have worked on it, and he's planning it to use it as a renewable energy source to power the entirety of Harlem, New York, and eventually the rest of the world. Someone breaks in and Spider-Man goes to check it out.
They did a search for New Form. What were they gonna do with it?
Damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Man, this night was just not quit.
He runs into this group the subtitles call the Underground, and after a quick training exercise, the Roxxon security arrives at the scene and Spider-Man just heads home. Alright, I'm gonna keep this quick because I'm losing viewer retention. Miles Morales, his mother, and his best friend Genki, that's this guy, are setting up what seems to be a Christmas break dinner, and Mrs. Morales has invited a very special someone. Miles asks if it's his Uncle Aaron that's coming over, which is subtle foreshadowing in case you didn't find the case file in his parents' room, but the surprise is ruined when it turns out to be Spider-Man's old best friend for monetization protection purposes.
Phin?
Hey,
I wish I shared the same excitement you have when you see this wrench. They try to introduce each other and then the power cuts out. How lovely. And somehow, after crawling out in the busy streets of New York on Christmas vacation without getting caught, Miles comes back and asks if everyone's ready to eat. Shit, I would be ready to eat after all that. I don't know about y'all.
Who's ready to eat? You guys sit down. I got this.
Smells good.
Are we sure this isn't a Thanksgiving? Anyway, Phin tries to converse with Miles and his family until Miles calls Phin a nerd, and after a scene of them nerding out, Mrs. Morales asks about Finn's brother, and the look on her face is very telling before she even gets a chance to answer the question.
I don't know how anyone could work there after seeing your last campaign ad. You went for Simon Krieger's jugular.
Oh great, she didn't even answer the question.
That reminds me. Genki, you have a certain flair for social media. Could you spread the word about tomorrow's rally?
Yeah, we'll be trending by midnight.
Sometimes it feels like Simon Krieger's my real opponent. Roxxon has so much influence here, but they don't answer to anyone except their shareholders. Harlem needs someone to fight for the community.
That's Mom's campaign speech voice, in case you couldn't tell.
You want to proofread these before I post them?
Yes! Do not hit send!
After that Hall of Fame intercepted deflection from Miss Phin over here, she tries to drop it up with Miles and then proceeds to dodge every question he asks her.
Want to talk about it?
Not tonight. It's Christmas.
What does that have to do with anything, bro? They try to plan a hangout, Miles says this dumb shit, and then the scene ends. Genki wakes up Miles the next day and tells him he just finished compiling a new app for him, and we get one of the coolest shots in gaming history.
Yeah, man. Let's do this.
I'm connected to your analytics. Let's test drive this baby.
All right.
I can see everything you see. How are you not puking all the time? Lots of practice.
I love this shot so much. I love seeing Spider-Man start his day from the first person perspective. This is really cool. I wish more games did more of this. Now, for the second time, I'm about to re-explain the plot of this game. If you're not here for that, you can just skip here to hear me talk about this little atrocity. But if you're ready, buckle up, grab your snacks, and let's get it popping. Whoa, slow down for a second. I was going so fast I didn't even realize I didn't explain how the game works. So yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Okay, I'm gonna go off of the assumption that you've never played a Marvel Spider-Man game before, at least the ones released on the PS4 and 5. Now, general movement is pretty simple. You move with your left stick, you move the camera with your right stick. You run with R2, and after pressing the X button, you would start swinging. A Spider-Man will automatically attach himself to any building or structure to start swinging. Pressing both L2 and R2 will cause you to zip to whatever Spider-Man is aiming at, so make sure you get that down, because that's the fastest fastest way you're gonna go in these two older games, as swinging in Spider-Man 2 is just significantly faster that it makes going back to this game a little hard sometimes. You can press the square button while swinging to do a plethora of tricks, and unlike the original game, Miles is actually animated to transform into different types of tricks way better than Peter was in the original. Combat is extremely simple. The square button is your best friend, and while you do have a plethora of gadgets to help make fighting these enemies a little interesting, literally if you just press the square button 9 times out of 10, you're good for most fights, even boss fights. A prompt to press circle and triangle will appear over an enemy, and if you've seen the memes back in the day, you know exactly what's coming next. Anyone else agrees that Miles has the more deadly finishers? I think the only one that Peter has that really makes me go, damn, why you do him like this, is this one. But that's your basic tutorial on how to play this game. This game is extremely simple going forward, and anything you learn, the game teaches you pretty well. Alright, back to the video. Genki tells Spider-Man that his new app is up and running, effectively taking the social media tab from the original game and using that as your main way to do side quests and extra missions. A request comes in from a certain Aaron Davis, and everyone who's played this game on release probably shat themselves in fear because of... Spider-Man swings his way over to go help his uncle, and after he arrives, Mr. Davis tells him that someone is messing with the signal relay and he can't control anything. Spider-Man says it's his responsibility, and right before he swings off, Aaron calls him one more time to ask where the other Spider-Man is.
Where's the other Spider-Man?
Meta commentary for the people who couldn't stand playing as Miles when this game came out. Spider-Man has a whole ass conversation with his uncle. No voice modulation, no nothing. I know this isn't the MCU, but like, come on. Come on. While he's on his way to go check out the problem, Uncle Aaron drops the name of the group that we're going to be fighting in this game, which is only a surprise if you have the subtitles turned off, because the subtitles tell you straight from the Roxxon building. I absolutely hate this first mission. We are skipping it. Spider-Man sops up the underground members after they unleash a full-scale attack on the train station, which even with the knowledge of the story is extremely stupid, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Our beloved Arachnid fixes the train and returns to his uncle. His uncle notices that it's his nephew and hands him an exclusive train card to ride the train for the rest of the year, which is now how this game opens up fast travel.
Go. 1 year unlimited subway pass.
Thanks.
Did I get the name right?
How did you... okay, gotta go.
Hold up, Miles. I kinda suspected when I saw the news yesterday. Watching your moves on those escape cons, juking guys left and right. Could've sworn I was back at the park playing pickup with you and your dad. You were quick then. A lot quicker now. So you taking over for the other Spider-Man?
Nah. Like I said, he's just on vacation.
Right. And he left you in charge.
Yeah.
A lot of responsibility for a kid your age.
I can handle it.
Hope so. But listen, you get in over your head, you give me a call. I'm here for you. Got it?
Got it. Thanks, Unc.
Spider-Man heads to his neighborhood's bodega on the count of the fact that the owner just put in a help request to the neighborhood app. And we're gonna switch suits for this one. Don't worry, it won't take too long.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man, where you at? Come on out, Spider-Man. Spider-Man!
Hey, right here.
What? Not you. My cat. Named after the real Spider-Man. Bunch of jerks broke in here and robbed my place. Think they took Spider-Man too.
Replaying this game with New Game Plus is hilarious. The bodega owner indeed got robbed, and instead of anybody taking anything important like food or anything that could be resold on the street, they took the man's damn cat. Spider-Man and Spider-Cat make their way through a broken into power station to find Spider-Man the cat. Yes, that sentence was just as confusing as it was to say. Spider-Man beats the robbers with the assistance of Spider-Man, and they find Spider-Man the cat. Yes, I did this playthrough in New Game Plus just to make this joke. You guys can laugh now. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe too, we're close to 3,000 subscribers. Anyway, Spider-Man remembers he made a promise to go meet the Crooked Crook of the Congo, and they finally get together to talk. Phin called Miles to the rooftop to gaze upon a time capsule left by them when they were younger. I say that, and it was about a year or so ago. My question is, does New York really allow this much unrestricted access to the tops of these buildings, or am I just looking too deep into this?
Time capsule's seen better days.
You remember the combination?
Yeah, it's, oh man, it's,
You couldn't remember the password 0112? Smartest kids in your grade, my—
Y'all gotta start remembering this code. Not always gonna be around to tell you.
We'll remember, we'll remember.
Well, remember. Yeah, good. Now, what are you gonna put inside this bad boy?
Secret time capsule. Only Miles and I know.
Oh, that's right. Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Hey, Rick, you gonna take that job at Roxxon or what?
Why? You gonna take it if I don't?
Maybe. Waiting to see the offer.
Okay, competition, eh? Well, they're talking a good game. Want me to, lead their clean energy group. You know me.
Clean power, save the world.
I love my nerdy fan club.
Sir, you are 30.
Our award.
I mean, our energy converter was pretty fire.
Truth. You think it's still on display at the Science Center?
Hope so. Wow. Look at us. Goober Central. Rick looking suave as ever, though.
Yeah.
Phin and Miles talk about why they fell off as friends, and she dances around the questions and shows a pretty good reason why they stopped being friends to begin with. Miles attempts to re-spark another hangout by telling Phin no secrets, and Phin replies in such a manner that makes me wonder who sat down and wrote this.
No secrets. Okay?
Yeah. Maybe. If you're on time. See you soon, short stuff.
You know I'm taller than you now, right?
Not in here.
Phone, check. Subway card, check. You got the house key?
Yeah, I got it.
Come on, we're gonna be late. Hey! Dude, I am so filling your suit with snow.
Miles and Genki head down to their annual Christmas block party, which doubles as a rally for Miles' mom, as she's running for the mayor of Harlem. Not even 2 minutes after her rally starts, they get interrupted by the underground, and our figurehead comes to the fray and calls out the Roxxon Corporation. The mysterious figure also calls out Simon Krieger for being a killer, and well, the figure makes some good points here. I mean, trying to use experimental energy to power the streets of New York sounds deadly enough to warrant some rebellion like this, like I totally agree, but to attack the community and the mayor that's sharing the same ideology about Newform being bad, why would you do this? Look, I completely understand that this is taking place in front of the Roxxon building. I know this is to make a statement, but there are innocent civilians present, and to the people who already know who this motherfucker is under the mask, it makes it worse because the developers apparently didn't account for replays of this game. I'm getting tilted already, I'm so sorry. Chaos and hysteria erupts at the rally, and Spider-Man cleans up everything.
It's the underground.
Amongst all of that, he receives another call from Genki telling him that his mom got hurt, and Spider-Man's PTSD kicks in. That's until another explosion happens and Spider-Man makes his way to the
Braithwaite Bridge
and literally wedges himself between the underground and Roxxon. Quite literally the perfect analogy for this story as a whole. The Tinkerer, wait, has she revealed herself yet? The masked figure, which at this point of the story should have been revealed through Uncle Aaron as the Tinkerer, shows up to brute force the plan started at the rally. Spider-Man breaks free from his capture and attempts to steal the new form, and his power ends up creating a short circuit which travels to the Tinkerer's mask to reveal Phin herself.
What are you doing?
Spider-Man catches the meanest backhand because Spider-Man's biggest weakness is always some coochie, and Spider-Man creates a super current which causes multiple explosions and the bridge to collapse. What's going on?
I'm busy.
Oh great, there goes Spider-Man destroying private property again.
Spider-Man saves everyone to the best of his abilities, ignoring the tens and hundreds of people who didn't make it out of their cars in time, and the Roxxon goons strap up on Spider-Man. Yes, I wrote that line on purpose.
I have no idea.
Copy.
No! No, I'm not your enemy!
What are you doing? He saved us!
Hey, leave him alone!
I'm recording this! We're watching!
Put that phone away now! I said put that phone away now!
Hey, get your hands off him!
Leave them! This is your last warning!
I saved him!
What the hell? Where'd he go?
Oh my god! Did he go over?
Did they push him?
What happened to him?
Spider-Man swings off completely distraught that he's getting blamed for this, and you know, I don't feel bad because his uncle said that's exactly what they were gonna do. The next day, Genki and Miles start working on new suit designs while listening to CEO Simon Krieger boast about how the new Spider-Man blew the entire operation, basically throwing the ball at him instead of him and Phin. Mrs. Morales walks in to ask Miles and Genki if they need anything, and she tells them she's heading off to Campaign HQ. Miles is distraught as anyone would be, questioning why she's even still running for mayor considering the events of last night. And while Miles has all the right to think this way, Mrs. Morales gives a speech about how it's not right to quit and she's always gonna fight for her home. And I'm no parent, but I feel the weight of this scene. Miss Morales wants to do what's right. Although Miles doesn't want her to get hurt like his dad, Mrs. Morales can't back down because she knows what type of image that would be to her young boy, especially without his dad around. Mom means business around here, and I don't blame her. Genki and Miles talk about how Miles is too dependent on the other Spider-Man, and he gives Spider-Man the "you always expect Spider-Man to be able to fix everything, so with that way of thinking, you should be able to fix your own problems," which, that's not how that works, Genki, but I can give you an A+ for trying. Act 1 of the story ends with Miles becoming his own Spider-Man, donned with a new suit, one that fits him.
Behold the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Spider-Man makes his way to Mason's shop. Yeah, remember this guy? Spider-Man does more snooping to further his investigation. We learn that Phin had a fake ID created for her to be let into some building, and we found out that Mason was indeed the project lead for the New Form project. And out of the 12 team members that was assigned to help him, 9 of them got sick. So with those 9 people out and having significantly less people to help research the project, after pressing R1 and the square button, we find a hidden server room these guys turned into a secret room, which is just hiding in a garage, we find out, but it's okay. As stated before, Mason was indeed sick himself, and Phin and him knew this project was way too dangerous, and it seems like they were attempting to get this project shut down. Another video pops up and it shows Phin in a much more distraught state, really homing in on the fact that something is wrong. Spider-Man states the obvious for the 12-year-olds playing on autopilot, and Miles fails to turn invisible. You know, Miles had enough strength to hurt Peter as a normal kid. I'd imagine these guys are very much indeed getting blunt force trauma here. Spider-Man tracks the Tinkerer's phone to the Roxxon building and he sneaks his way in. He takes care of the Roxxon employees until...
Hey, kid.
What's so funny?
Damn, Miles. For a skinny-ass kid, you hit hard.
What a hell of a way to introduce Spider-Man to his Uncle Aaron's alter ego. I mean, it wasn't a surprise. We knew the Prowler was going to be in the game, memes and Spider-Verse movie aside, but it's kind of weak how he just appears. Yeah, he was watching him after he left Mason's shop, but I feel like the next time we got introduced to the Prowler would have been a better setup for the first time meeting him, but I'm not a story
Roxxon a while back. You don't want to mess with these guys. If we get caught in here,
Then help me.
stubborn as your father. All right, but we do this my way. I know a place I can access a security terminal. Let you know what's coming. Remote mines. Use them if you get in a jam. Don't get caught.
Spider-Man and the Prowler make their way through the Roxxon building, and after Spider-Man cleans up the mess, he makes his way over to a vent to overhear Simon of all people, as if he wouldn't have heard anything going on to the room literally right next to him. But Simon is just sitting here bullying a poor researcher that's just doing his job.
But Mason didn't leave behind any notes.
And?
Well, I had heard that one canister of new form survived the incident on the bridge. Now, if we had access to that,
Don't you think that if I had it, I would give it to you?
Yes, Mr. Krieger. I just want to make it clear that without that canister, it will be impossible to hit the deadline.
I'm doing everything in my considerable power to find that canister. However, right now, it would help me for you to go back to your lab and do your damn job.
Yo, who wrote this? Why are you getting so... Anyways, clearing out more rooms and launching them 12 feet across that said room, Spider-Man finds the Tinkerer's phone and zaps it back to life.
Nice.
No? Alright. The following cutscene is Finn's reason for being the slow-raging asshole she's turned out throughout this story. You guys can get your snacks and popcorn right now.
Core dump's a two-person job. You start to override here, I confirm it there. Step 1 in wiping new form from existence.
Any regret? Destroying the thing you made?
You've seen me lately, right? Let's make the world safer.
Ready?
Ready.
Triggering override in 3, 2...
Ben!
That wasn't me!
Industrial sabotage, Rick? Really? No one's gonna care about a few sick people uptown or a dead engineer. You're just the cost of doing business.
I can stop it! I can stop this!
Rick, no!
No! Ben! No, look!
Someone else is in there. Find out.
Rick was trying to save people. Krieger killed him. I have to finish what they started.
No, you don't.
Just like the generator outside! Only you!
What are you doing? Stop! Alright? You gotta get out of there, man. Can you move?
Yeah.
I can't hold the energy.
Mom, talk to me, kid. You alright?
I feel like I just got dropped out of a plane. But at least the reactor's disabled.
Spider-Man and the Prowler make their way out of the building until they get pinched and they have to fight their way out. They notice a crack in the underground, and they make their escape. Uncle Aaron tells his nephew to lay low. Roxxon is still gonna blame him, and it's better if he stays under until all this blows over. Miles tells his uncle that he feels it in his gut to take on the job, and Uncle Aaron quickly finds out that Phin is the Tinkerer and tells Miles that if he wants more answers to take the mask off. I honestly really like this scene. In my opinion, this is the with great power scene of this game, and honestly I thought it was around here when Mrs. Morales was telling Miles we don't quit in this household, but this part makes a lot more sense as the with great power type of scene, in my opinion.
Shut. Maybe I still have a family. You know what you have to do.
Uncle Aaron pretty much tells him to keep his eyes sharp and his legs focused, and they split paths. Miles goes to Phin, and Phin tells Miles that she needed a break from any and everything. Miles lets her know very inconspicuously that he managed to find out what happened to Rick, and basically he knows what she is. And honestly, it looks like she's more worried about him finding out that she has an alter ego. They continue to attempt to talk about how life has been, and unfortunately that didn't go anywhere. So Miles rips the band-aid off and asks if it's possible for him to join the underground. And Phin is originally against it at first, considering the stuff they have to do, but just like the Prowler said, people get stupid for the people they care about, so she lets him in the club. Nah, I'm just kidding. Miles guilt trips her by using her brother. He's not a good friend at all.
My help? I'm all in. If not, no worries. Your secret is safe with me.
You're a good friend, Miles.
And you're not a good person at all. Why did they try to force this friendship down our throat? Miles already has Genki. Phin takes Miles to do some rigorous, and by rigorous, I mean putting their life in danger. What are they doing? Yeah, there's no way in hell she's able to do this by herself. Where is the technology she's using to keep herself afloat?
Gotcha.
Miles, I don't think she would have looked at you any differently if you made that jump.
So am I officially in the club now?
Sure, but watch your back. These guys take a while to warm up to new people. Here it is, where the plan comes together.
Mr. Morales, you walked into a super secret fan club where 99.99% of these dudes are masked up and ready to fight at a moment's notice. Why in the dog walk did you walk in here maskless? And for the 3-year-olds that are getting ready to type, he's not supposed to wear his Spider-Man mask in here. Phin couldn't have offered him a mask to cover his face just for this one scene? You did not take what Uncle Aaron told you that literally, correct? Hell, Phin doesn't even trust these guys as she masks up almost immediately after going inside the building. Phin, if you cared so much about Miles, which she doesn't by the way, why the would you let him walk in here with no facial protection? My sister in Christ, your brother got what he deserved. The crooked crook of the castle walks up to Miles and asks who he's texting. Miles plays it off like a smooth criminal because it's time to suit up and do what it do.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Spider-Man takes out waves of the underground and attempts to find Phin once again. He finds her and she's basically about to re-explain what we just found out not even a mission ago for the 25-year-old spaced out after smoking their 3rd blunt of the day. Okay, why would you take your mask off here?
Oh. Genki, they moved the new form.
We're not sure if the canister's safe. It was hot, buzzing, like it's unstable.
It's that new Spider-Man. His powers messed with the structure. Tell everyone not to touch it.
They're hideouts. New form's gotta be in one of them.
I need a clearer picture. Then I can narrow it down.
We don't know enough about this stuff. What it is, where it came from.
My brother created new form. Chief chemist. And Roxxon killed him. I won't stop until Roxxon's gone.
I love this scene, but I hate the way it was set up. Yada yada yada, Miles continues looking for the underground. Miles picks up on that new form canister, and as soon as he's able to get his hands on them... Why does this keep happening? Spider-Man and the Tinkerer start this big ass chase sequence through the streets of New York, and this is probably one of my favorite parts of the entire game. The Tinkerer pulls Spider-Man through hell and back before hitting a move so diabolical I had to pause and think to myself,
man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Give me one good reason not to end you.
My mom would be very upset.
Uncle Aaron, why did you have to ruin my Spider-Man story like this?
Can we just...
You two on the roof! Freeze!
That could have gone better. I think she cracked a rib. Or 3.
Okay, Miles is physically more endurant than Peter. Got it. So after that whole debacle, Miles just swings to go hang with his uncle. Soon as Spider-Man gets to the Prowler, he says to spill it, and Spider-Man spills it all. Uncle Aaron gives his nephew his 2 cents, and then he proceeds to ask a question which will cause PTSD on subsequent playthroughs.
You still making beats?
You were right about clearing my head, too. I know what to do about Phin. I gotta see her. Try to talk her out of all this.
In person? Where?
Trinity Church. Tomorrow night. Why so interested?
Because you got a target on your back the size of Jersey. Finish the tape. Get all the samples. And you'll hear the whole story. Promise.
All right. Thanks, Unc.
Trinity Church. Remember, Tinker is yours.
You know, black people...
Spider-Man goes home and manages to just sleep that shit off. My suspension of disbelief is not gone, video game or not. Spider-Man goes to meet with the Tinker at the church and they try talking again. And this cutscene hurts to watch. Nobody gets their point across and they get captured. You know, I understand they're kids, but most people have the mental acuity to actually listen when someone's talking. Even the writers are tired of this.
You want me to feel bad because you almost killed me?
I want you to stop lying to me.
Phin. Jasmine, I think the game's wiki said your real name was. Aren't you supposed to be older than Miles? I completely understand that she lost her brother, but let's not forget that Miles lost his dad about a year prior. They have an equal amount of reasons to have the amount of vengeance that they do have, yet it's only Phin who comes out this way. Miles, you're not making anything better with the way you're talking to her because she already has her guard up because of how you foolishly revealed yourself when you should have just had the instinct to be able to stop this blade from even touching you. You're Spider-Man. Let's not forget this entire situation could have been avoided if Spider-Man just told the Tinker that he found her phone. The video is still there. They can upload it straight to the Bugle and everything could have been solved right then and there. There was no reason for the story to play out this way. I think Finn's phone does get destroyed sometime in the story, but isn't Genki always watching? Doesn't Miles' suit record what he sees? There shouldn't be no reason why there isn't at least a copy of this video in Miles' suit.
South Korea, Thailand, Venezuela. You're right.
I usually am.
Please, and I mean please, stop writing characters this way. Spider-Man and the Tinker keep talking until eventually the Rhino hops out of nowhere and just doesn't damage this church at all. Okay. He drags the Tinker off the church, which in retrospect should have killed her, and Miles tries to do the exact same thing he did at the beginning of the game, except this time it doesn't work because for some reason Roxxon has the ability to nullify Miles' venom abilities, which no, they don't. If that's the case, then all of the Roxxon workers would have access to this technology, but they don't. They just pulled this out of their ass so Miles can fight the same boss twice. So Spider-Man and the Tinker get kidnapped, this time by Simon himself, and he does kind of look like Mini-Mentor, just saying.
Her brother and I were developing new form.
All you did was put your name on the patent. He said the only thing you knew how to do
Was sell other people's ideas.
Well, at least I still got a pulse, babe.
The first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna... Wow! That is awesome. Are those involuntary defenses?
Krieger shows his money-hungry tendencies in front of our main characters and promises to figure out Miles' venom abilities. But this doesn't go anywhere and Simon leaves and tells the guards to interrogate the kids for answers.
Yeah. Can't really open the closet without it. Oh, and use him.
Time to finish what we started on the bridge.
No cameras now.
You know these are grown men beating this child, right? Phin, you're full of shit, you know that?
Whoa. Are you okay? They were gonna kill you.
Phin, you're full of shit.
Holy shit.
You know, I forgot they curse in this game. That's cute. Why is shit becoming more and more acceptable, but isn't? See, just got censored, but shit is fine? Yo, who the f is editing this? Spider-Man and the Tinkerer attempt to find their way out of the Roxxon lab until they get cornered by Simon, the Rhino, and the Prowler. They found out it was the Prowler that got these two caught, just in case you missed the end of this cutscene, but in universe, Miles had to find out the truth one way or another. This is just a very sloppy way to do so. Spider-Man is obviously in distress because his uncle sold him to the top op he's trying to defeat at the moment, and the Tinkerer reverts back to a moron after experiencing getting kidnapped together. I'm no smartass, but if this comment was true, Miles would have made it away. But I also can't not blame Miles because he hesitates on all of his sentences and lines. I'm starting to think maybe he just likes being yelled at by Phin. I don't know, man.
That's our way out. Give me a few minutes to get it open.
Looks like they guessed our plan.
Not hard. There's only one exit.
All right, I'll take care of those guards. You get that door open.
One thing. Did you ever think about calling me to tell me you were Spider-Man? You know, after my parents died, Rick basically had to become my dad. I thought I'd miss having a brother, but I had you.
Phin, Get this door open! That won't hold forever!
Go! I'll be fine, Joe!
Spider-Man and the Tinkerer stumble upon the lab that belongs to Simon, and someone said something about Spider-Man having a defective spider sense.
You like my new color? Immune to your little zappy pops.
Zappy Pops? Come on, man.
Now, we finish this!
Alright, it's time to fight the Rhino again. Alright, I actually have to explain this one because this one requires a little bit of thinking. So remember phase 2 or 3 from the first Rhino boss fight? Well, that's how we damage him in phase 1 here. So what the Rhino is going to do is charge attacks and fling pieces of concrete at Spider-Man. We get a sneak peek of the dual fighting mechanic that would have been expanded upon in the next game, Spider-Man 2. Basically, as Rhino is charging at you, you have to perfect dodge to hop on his back and steer him into something. And once you do that 2 or 3 times, he loses his ability to reveal you if you were to go invisible. Now he's going to start throwing tanks at you. Where do they store these tanks? After he tosses a tank on you, a specific part of the tank is going to land on the floor. You have to charge that with a venom punch and then throw that at the Rhino where you can continue beating him senseless. Do that a few more times and Phin will slash at him and the final phase of the fight will begin. Now it's just like the fight at the beginning of the game. Dodge your attack until you have a venom charge, hit him with it, and once you do that 3 more times, the fight is over.
Wait. Just make sure he doesn't do anything. I'll be right back. Krieger said it'll shut Roxxon down. The right way.
You know, Krieger told me how your brother died.
He's gonna rage bait her into killing him, isn't he?
Shut up.
He also told me it was your fault.
Krieger updated the reactor. Tried to supercharge it to make his deadline. If Phin goes through with her plan... Oh my god. Harlem.
You watched him die. Helpless.
No!
Go to hell.
We aren't being dead ass, are we, gang?
Phin! What the hell?
man.
I'll kill you.
But we're family.
My family's dead.
At this point, I can't even blame her for thinking this way. Spider-Man made no attempt at trying to at least tell her what he was doing and just let her babysit a drunk Russian who stopped his side gig of killing zombies to fight these two morons. If Spider-Man would have just yelled, "Hey Phin, I'm gonna upload everything from Simon's computer and this will all be over," it would have saved their friendship, Finn's life, and we would have potentially gotten a better story out of this. But no, Spider-Man is actively getting hurt by these punches and he's acting like he legit can't get his point across. It just bothers the crap out of me.
I need help.
Wait. You can walk this off, but you can't take a few punches from the person you were already fighting? Yeah, adrenaline's a bitch. My suspension of disbelief is completely gone at this point.
Where have you... ¿Pero qué pasó? What are you wearing?
I have to tell you something.
So Miss Morales finds out her son is the new Spider-Man on the block, and he was the one chasing the Tinkerer to the plaza. She's shaken. She considered Phin a daughter of sorts, but there's more important matters at hand. It's time to evacuate the city, so Genki and Mrs. Morales get to it.
Hey, I'm telling people in Harlem they need to evacuate before me and your mom go door to door.
Okay, cool. I wanted to say, thanks for always having my back, man. Hey, I could use your help before you go.
You got it.
I want to cross-reference underground activity with buildings that could store Nuform. Maybe you could hack Oscorp surveillance towers, or...
I'm in. It'll take a while to narrow down.
That's all right. Thanks, man.
You're not being deadass, right?
Sorry about this, nephew. Can't let you go back out there.
Ah, Uncle Aaron. You black motherfucker. Uncle Aaron kidnaps his own nephew. Definitely not helping with any uncle stereotypes at all, but
ball game.
Spider-Man fights his uncle, and to spare you guys some time because I'm not sure how long this video is at this point, Spider-Man obviously stops off his uncle, and here he tries to use his dad for the reason of his kidnapping, as if that makes anything any better. He's already holding a grudge on the guy because of this whole debacle. Did no one proofread this story at all?
Not you!
I know I messed up. I let you down. We're family.
Family? That didn't stop you from lying to me, manipulating me, fighting me? Being family isn't enough anymore.
Where the f was this energy with Phin? There's no way you care about this decrepit creature more than your uncle. Look, I get it. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man is holding a grudge against his uncle, simply the fact that he lied about being the Prowler this entire time. It makes sense why someone would randomly stop coming around, and finding out that the person that stopped coming around is the guy that your dad spent his entire life trying to catch. I mean, the guy had a case file on him. I understand why Miles is angry at him at least, but you know what? I don't even know anymore. Let's just wrap this thing up. After the kerfuffle with his uncle, it's time for the final act of the story. So I hope you're upgraded and you have everything you needed, because there's no going back here. It is all out war at the Oscorp Science Center. The underground is everywhere. They are patrolling and militant. Spider-Man deduces that Phin would be inside as they share history with this building. I'm not sure if I brought that up yet, but it will be relevant later. After taking out the underground that's patrolling the outside of the building, Spider-Man has to use this thing that can conveniently move to reroute electricity away from this panel so Spider-Man can break through it just like earlier. Spider-Man has a flashback to the good old days, to a day where he and Phin explore to try to find their new science experiment that just got put in the museum. But unfortunately, they were stopped by a bouncer who takes her job way too seriously.
Do you have tickets for the special exhibit?
Oh, our project is on display. Didn't think we needed tickets.
You do, and we're sold out. Can't let you go upstairs.
I understand this is New York, but not everyone is this much of a dickhead, bro. Miles and Phin make their way inside to see their project and...
All good? Still need something reflective.
Would you look at that? Genuine award-winning scientists.
No one told us we were in the special exhibit. Ticket only.
How'd you get in?
I bought a ticket. How'd you get in?
Not important.
Hey, huddle up. We need a picture.
You gotta be in it too. You helped us get it working.
Okay, fine. Scoot over. All right.
Say alleles.
I am not saying that.
The flashback ends and... Spider-Man fails to get his point across again. At this point, I'm tired of him being an idiot, so let's just skip forward. Spider-Man makes it back to Harlem and meets up with Genki, his mom, and more of the locals. One of the Roxxon agents just so happened to wake up from being brutalized by bioelectricity over here and has the cognitive ability to walk and attempt to take aim at Spider-Man. And you know what? Good for him. Never back down, never what? Dog, I'm not even trolling anymore. Why does this one move keep working?
I'm not gonna let you lie to me again!
This is why replaying this game is so frustrating. I can name 12 different ways Miles could have proven this correctly without needing it to get to this point, but we're already at the end, so it's time to just watch this happen.
You're too late.
You do this.
I can't let you stop me.
It is time to fight our supposed childhood best friend. This final fight is a freaking mess. I'm not even gonna lie. I have no clue how to fight this mofo, and I feel like I get lucky every time I successfully get a couple of hits off. Somebody please help me. Phin just turns into Minecraft Steve the way she can just do whatever the hell she wants. She does move like a normal underground brute sometimes. After phase 1 or whatever, Spider-Man manages to hold Phin down for a little, but instead of holding her head out of the window and showing her the consequences of her actions, she doubles down. And here's where I lose all faith and sympathy I might have had for this character. Everything is falling apart around her, and she still thinks she's doing the right thing. We must continue fighting, and here's where she'll actually get the cognitive ability to start dodging your venom strikes. Wait, why can she do that? You know, I seriously wonder what she was gonna do had this plan have worked. Just like what, move to Queens or something?
Oh great, there goes Spider-Man destroying private property.
Can't do it. I can't take this.
Oh, hey, Battle Royale, my favorite. Just wanted to chime in and let you know, so you don't worry. We're gonna be just fine with this building. Hell, we'll be fine with all of Harlem folks. I mean, do you have any idea what kind of insurance we've got? Yup, being the victims of terrorism. Get Roxxon Plaza. Coming soon. Roxxon City.
Every chance to leave.
Don't make me kill you! You can't win!
Miles, shut the hell up. Who thought giving Phin these big ass saw blades were a good idea? And do they still have their jobs? And if they do, fighting in the planning room could hit some players in the fields, as there's always something about fighting in the exact same spot you started your adventure in. But for me, I didn't even notice this until my second playthrough because I was too busy on fighting this crazy bastard. There are 3 rounds of this fight like any standard fight in this game, but this fight feels like it goes on forever, and it's 100% because I died during my run.
This shouldn't be happening. I can stop it.
I say toss her groupie ass out the window and let that hoe stargaze from outside.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Get them far away. I can't hold this in much longer. What are you?
It's okay. Just let go. Let go.
And that's the end. of Spider-Man Miles Morales. I love this game, but goodness, this story is indeed one of the stories of all time. I don't know who wrote this story, but if they still work at Insomniac Games and they're given another chance, please have someone proofread after them. This story has all the plot points and key points for a Spider-Man story, but it doesn't feel like the story department was giving a lot of time to create a story, which makes sense. This was a side game, but this was still the best they had? I completely understand Miles Morales doesn't have his own rogue gallery yet, and the one person he does have personal beef with is sitting in the raft right now. But I feel like the way they handled a lot of the characters in this game just didn't sit well with me, especially the Tinkerer in the room. Phin, man, this unlovable piece of words offers the same level of depth as a dry puddle. A character that was written to be sympathized with, just done horribly wrong. I felt absolutely nothing for Phin or her brother, because at the end of the day, these are just two random characters the game tries to convince you are super close with Miles, even though Miles had no mention of them in the original Marvel Spider-Man game. I can go through hell and back describing the multiple ways Phin put herself and the people she claims to have cared about in danger. And that comment about not having a family after coming to Casa de Morales and then proceeding to attack her rally doesn't make me want to sympathize with her. It makes me want to see what happened at the end of the game over and over again. It's funny how that works. I've always hated the ending of the story because it felt like a major cop-out so Phin wouldn't be able to deal with the consequences of her actions. She destroyed a good chunk of New York and started a renegade crime family just to avenge her brother instead of just uploading the files that she had to the internet. She doesn't try to hear Miles out at all. Not that he made a good attempt to do so, but the times he did, she instinctively just shunned him off to fight him just for her to be proven incorrect anyway. Now, after fighting and wasting everyone's time, she half-heartedly apologized while she's falling to her death, and because she made one good play at the end of all of her shenanigans and she dies, we're supposed to see her sacrifice as noble? Huh? Isn't she the reason this entire thing happened to begin with? Because her big-headed ass wouldn't listen? This bugs the hell out of me because she's super hard. She's in freaking Midtown High. Why was her first thought to avenge her brother, a renegade crime family? I'm so confused. I believe they killed her off here because nobody likes seeing women go to jail. There's no way in hell they were letting her off scot-free. And instead of giving her an arc and a way to redeem herself in a later title if they really are friends, no, it's just easier to kill her because nobody likes seeing a woman in jail. Phin is the worst part about this game. No and, ifs, or buts. The worst part about this game. Honest to God, you could have replaced Phin with Scream the Symbiote and it would have played the exact same way. Honestly, the story would have made a lot more sense if she was controlled by a symbiote. I feel like this arc of Miles' life could have really been impacted by the symbiote story in Spider-Man 2. But this was 2018 through 2020. I'm not sure if they had everything planned out for these games, but in retrospect, yeah. After reveling in the comfort of his home and the people around him, Haley finds his mask and delivers it to Mrs. Morales, and Spider-Man is able to stand tall once more, swinging off to do whatever the hell he does after Mrs. Morales stares lovingly at the screen. After aura farming in-universe, what did he gain from that? The fact that Simon was able to run for 4 weeks after all of this makes me realize the NYPD sucks. Holy. Miles is back on the street after saving his neighborhood, and he's a lot more confident, even shooting a little riz at Haley over here. Just a little more foreshadowing. Things are looking up for Miles, and hey, would you look at that? Unc is back. Both Spider-Men both talk about how some parts of this job never get easy, and it's up to them to make sure bad guys don't get away with whatever plan they're trying to do. Then they hear some sirens in the distance, and well, it's go time. Peter Parker and Miles Morales swing off to start their adventures together as Spider-Man. This story is still a train wreck, but I love this game, and the positives infinitely outweigh the negatives. I love the fact that Miles Morales has his own game, but it actually felt like they put their hard time and effort into this game. Besides the story direction, the ending where Uncle Aaron came to save his nephew will always hold a place in my heart, and he doesn't just get away scot-free. He does still have to do his time for his time spent as the Prowler. That's redemption. And Miles' interaction with his Uncle Aaron is my favorite part of this game anyway. Genki is fun and a fantastic sidekick that even the OG Spider-Man ends up finding use for in Spider-Man 2. And while this game is just a spin-off game, this is my favorite out of these 3 games, which is why I decided to talk about this game first. I dogged on Phin enough in this video, but in all seriousness, I can see where she was coming from. I would assume her losing her brother was the last straw in a complicated string of events that was going on in her life, but the game doesn't give me enough to work with for me to care. Now, if the game had made it clear that both of them had lost their parents, then that would make more sense for her to be turning so rageful, but it does feel like this character was not close to Miles at all, just made to be the villain of this game. They just threw that old best friend title because Spider-Man just has to know his villains, and it's honestly super old and might say a predictable trope that I wish these games went away with. Now, I know it's source material, and source material is everything, but when you have so many games and comics about one franchise, you're going to feel fatigue about certain tropes because of how often things showed up. The game is called Miles Morales, but it's definitely based around Peter Parker and how things are done with him. The only difference is this one gets to keep his uncle, but he's a villain. I wonder what Marvel is trying to tell us with that. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. I'm not sure how long this is gonna be, but that's my take on Spider-Man Miles Morales. After my Sonic Racing trilogy, I just wanted to take a little break from running around at the speed of sound, so Spider-Man shared the autism today. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to comment, like the video, subscribe if you're new. I upload pretty much whenever I can. Although you can tell when my next video is going to be long because I take rather long to make my long form video. If you'd like to keep in touch with me and my uploads, you can join the Discord, link in the description. Although I am thinking about making a Blue Sky just to connect with other YouTubers. Twitter is chalked and you'll never catch me on there. But one more time, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. And what comes up must come down. I'll see you guys in the next one.
I miss you, Phin.